Guys, let me check.
Home, calendar, reminders, 2 tasks
Yep,
today.
recording. So, I am here. It is definitely one day later, and I'm doing much better health-wise now. I know, sounded like based on the podcast here, if you've been listening this long, and my Twitter, just a little bit of need for antibiotics, but other than that, I'm fine, and feel so much better after a good night's sleep. And so much less drowsy after not needing cough medicine anymore. So, here we are. I'm on my homepage. I have, my priorities here. I've got my calendar. Next to that, we have reminders, which you just heard. I have a couple tasks. And I have my notes where I store everything and write everything down. All that kind of stuff. And then, of course, we will be getting into next segment, IRA, which the differences and different purposes that IRA and Be My Eyes can be used. But we'll get into that in a different video. But I thought the background information on my front home screen page would be useful, kind of ideological of how I plan and how I prioritize. And this can be applied to if you'd prefer Google Keep or anything. And just kind of how time batching in general can help you theme your week out. I'm a little bit further ahead than I realized because I got dates kind of confused. So some of this stuff I'm kind of glad that I thought was coming up this week because it forced me to get a jump ahead into next week here. So, what I have going for reminders, and the way that I started to do this is I have a repeating reminder that gives you the overall theme for the week. And I have the title I set Sunday. And I give like a title with kind of a positive quote or a quote that says, I had it set, this is what's coming up this week. Be sure to enjoy morning coffee with your husband and feel fully awake first though, because, all this kind of stuff, you got to really make sure that your mind is ready to go, because we are in a different age now, the age of multitasking and all that kind of stuff. So you have to make sure that your mind, it's ready. You're doing some kind of, what I recommend, some meditation or deep breathing, things like that, when you're getting ready for a busy week. And then once you're ready to go, multitasking is not a bad thing, but when you're getting your mind going and everything, it's much more practical to make sure, and that's what the quote reminds me of. And then I changed the title once I get started that Monday. I changed the title over to what my week's theme is. So this week I'm getting my daughter and I both kind of ready for school. She's definitely going to be starting sooner than me because I want to make sure she has time to get settled into school before I even consider the schooling, and I'm just going to be doing some kind of vocational trade while she's in school, but I'm going to give her about a week to a month out. So without further ado, we're going to get into reminders. I hope that background information was at least useful, if not rambly. So we're going to go
Calendar, Wednesday, reminders, 2 tasks today.
in, and I have 2 tasks due today. I will be going into my week's reminder. And what's cool about it, you have subtasks now. This is what's decluttering. I used to take and do reminders for every little thing, and I'd have a reminder set for every hour to do something that needed to get done, and that accumulated too many tasks, too many overdue tasks, that just were not getting done. So with this daily reminder repeated through a week or 2 weeks, depending on how it goes, or how long these tasks will take. Usually weekly is more practical, but you can get things done quicker that way. You have it repeating and you have subtasks within. So let's go into reminders. And
edit
I
button.
have
Search, dictate, today, 2 scheduled, 3 reminders.
today
button.
I have 2 due and I have 3 scheduled. Now I do have a notebook emoji set as my default list, just the
All, 5, flagged, 0 reminders, button.
all. I have 5 in total flagged.
My lists, heading.
And then just as one default list, I have
Notebook with decorative cover. 5 reminders.
Right, the
List
notebook
badge. Blue.
with decorative cover emoji. And that is set to so that reminders knows you have an iCloud account.
Today.
So-
edit. Search. Dictate. Today. 2. Scheduled. 3 reminders.
If
Button.
I go into...
Today.
Let's
2
go into
reminders. Button.
today, because that applies
Incomplete.
more
Theme this
to...
week. Education. October 21st.
this. Now-
Today. Incomplete. Theme this week. Education. October
Theme
21st.
this week is
2019.
education.
Daily.
Let's
Overdue.
swipe down.
Actions available.
I can change the title...
Tomorrow.
And you can add a bunch of information to the title. I'm really surprised, which is kind of nice. So if you have a lot going on that week, you can kind of put it as more like a preview. So you swipe down. You can set this for tomorrow
This weekend.
or this weekend if you really want to.
Delete.
I can delete it,
Flag.
flag it. The flag section is good if maybe you want to save some... What I would use it for, I mean, you can use it to prioritize, but I would use the flag section if you want, if I have my daughter's medical information and I want to save it as reminders that will go off when I get to her medical appointments, so that I have everything ready to read to the doctor or to the front desk if it's insurance information, fax numbers, anything they need. I can use the flag section for that. You don't really have to sit there and create a bunch of lists. Unless your mind works that way if you want to categorize things. But let's swipe down.
Edit title.
Edit title. And I'm swiping down using the rotor actions, by the way, where you're turning your finger and thumb counterclockwise and clockwise, just like a radio dial, so that you get to this swiping up, swiping down sort of menu. So I can change the title, which kind of helps keep me on task anyway, because you hear a preview of what's going on or see it. You can see the preview of kind of what's going on, and instead of having to rely on color, that's how I do it. But let's swipe down again.
Enter detail.
Enter detail. Now this is where you're going to find your subtasks, and you can also rotor. Let's see what else we have in the rotor, because reminders has added some more actions within your rotor when your focus is on reminders. So actually, this might be a little quicker to rotor. So let's turn the rotor dial forward by clockwise.
Characters. Words. Headings. Vertical navigate. Completed tasks.
Completed task. Let's see what I've completed. I have completed at least one.
Incomplete. Follow up with a walkthrough of reminders. Yesterday.
So
Overdue.
yeah, that might be the other. That's the other reminder I had set for today.
Incomplete. Theme this week. Education.
Okay,
October
theme this
21st,
week,
2019.
education.
Characters. Actions. Tomorrow. This weekend. Delete. Flag. Edit title. Enter detail. Drag item. Activate. Tomorrow. This weekend. Delete. Flag. Edit. Enter detail. Characters.
So yeah, that's the actions.
Word. Headings. Incomplete. Incomplete. Characters. Words. Heading. Vertical. Completed tasks.
There we go. It's not going to show, I guess, the completed subtasks, but let's see what it has that we can do. So you'll have to go into the reminder by swiping down to enter detail. But for now, let's see what it shows as incompleted, what I still need to do.
Incomplete tasks. Incomplete. Follow up with a walkthrough of reminders. Yesterday. Overdue. Incomplete. Theme this week. Education. October 21st,
Okay, so that's all it's going to
2019.
show.
Daily.
So
Overdue.
the easiest way to get into your subtasks is to swipe down, rotor forward.
Overdue incomplete completed tasks. Overdue tasks.
Ooh, overdue tasks. Let's see what's in here.
Incomplete. Follow up with a walkthrough of reminders. Incomplete. Theme this week. Education.
Same thing.
October 20. Incomplete
So-
tasks. Completed tasks. Vertical navigation. Headings. Words. Character. Actions.
Actions. Let's go into actions here. This is going to be your practical rotor use right here is actions, and you can just view the reminder, and it helps keep your screen decluttered. I would have had at least 5 or 6 reminders on my screen by now, and that would have cluttered everything up. So let's go into actions and swipe down till we get to enter detail.
Drag item. Enter detail.
And it's 2 swipes up instead of swiping down a million times. So let's go in here.
Details. Heading.
And let's show you what's here.
Done. Button. Theme this week. Education. Text field.
Now I can
Actions
change
available.
that. You can put as many characters, it seems like, and there doesn't seem to be a limit. And then you can't add new lines to the title. That's where you have notes.
Notes. Text field. Actions
And
available.
I can add notes if I need to explain a little bit more about the week or kind of write some ideas down or anything like that.
URL. Text field. Actions
URL if
available.
I have a link I need to put in that I can access when the reminder pops up.
Remind me on a day. On.
And remind me on a day is really cool because you can go into settings, into the main settings app, and choose your day to start. I have it set to start at 8 in the morning. And so it's really quick. When you go to remind something, you can tell Siri, hey, remind me to do laundry. And then instead of saying what time, she'll just say, okay, I've reminded you. So that's really cool in iOS 13. That just makes things so much faster.
Alarm. Monday, October 21st, 2019.
Yep, and because I have the day on, it does give you that alarm, especially to show you the day. And then if you turn time on, it'll give you another alarm to set the time. So let's keep swiping.
Remind me at a time. Off.
Remind me at a time is off because I just use the day.
Repeat. Daily. Button.
Repeat daily. That is definitely something that's been around since the early days of iOS. And it's kind of self-explanatory. But if you have any questions, let me know about the repeat feature.
And repeat. Friday, October 25th, 2019.
And repeat is the
Button.
25th that I have it set. That was my own fault. I got the dates confused. It would actually have been this Friday. Actually, yeah, it would be this Friday. So
Remind me at a location. Off.
location is off. I don't need a location.
Remind me when messaging. Off.
That is really cool. If I'm texting my husband, for example, the reminder will pop up if I need to remind myself to tell him something, or I can add a link if I need to be reminded to send him something, for example, anything like that.
Selecting this option will show the reminder notification when chatting with a person in messages.
Yep.
Flagged. Off.
Flagged is off, so that makes it really easier to quickly enter anything that you want to flag, and it will just show up in the flag section.
Priority. None. Button.
Priority, none. I don't really go by that too much because it doesn't really make too much of a difference with voiceover.
List. Button.
List, I don't really care, and it doesn't say anything because like I said, I'd rather just use the smart list that they give you.
Subtasks. 4. Button.
Subtasks, there are 4 here, and
Add image.
you can add a photo. You cannot add a video. You cannot add audio. But right now you can add a photo. I'm really hoping they will change that by next year. But
Add image.
it's not a deal breaker because you can now share iOS notes with reminders. So anything in plain text typed up in iOS notes, you can share with reminders. And again, you can scan a document as well if you can see the photos. So that works. But it's all going to be in photos. So hopefully, like I said, they'll add the ability to add video, audio, and iCloud Drive documents as actual attachments, and then that will open up even more. But for now, I think it's a good start.
List. Button.
So
Subtasks. 4. Button.
going over to subtasks here, you can get into that. And what's cool is you can make a list of things to do within here, and then you can go back and you can add times or days or whatever if you want to kind of keep track of your time. But if we open subtasks,
Completed. Update DBS. Subtask. Subtasks. Details. Back button.
okay, some of these I've completed, some of these I have not, or I need to let this know that I've completed. So let's see here.
Subtasks. Heading. Completed. Update DBS. Subtask.
I've
Actions available.
definitely completed that on Monday.
Incomplete. Double check Terry got report. Subtask.
I did complete that today, so let me check that off. And within subtasks, it's the same thing. You can add all these same things. You can't add a subtask within a subtask, but you can add everything. Let me double check this
Delete. Edit title.
while we're here.
Delete. Active. Enter detail.
Enter detail. I believe
Details.
you can attach
Heading.
a photo to a subtask.
Selecting this option will show the remind me when messaging. Selecting remind me when remind me at a location. Remind me on a day.
Okay, you
Off.
can't do that, but you can do everything up to
Remind me when messaging. Off.
remind me when messaging. You can add
remind
notes
me,
in your
notes.
subtask.
Double check. Done. Button. Double notes. URL. Remind me on it. Remind me at a remind me when messaging.
Everything
Off.
else. But they don't want to make subtasks too complicated, but they do give you just enough that you can
Details. Heading. Done. Button.
add everything else and hit the done. It will
Details.
just get you
Back
out of
button.
that subtask.
Subtasks. Heading. Completed. Incomplete. Double check Terry got report. Subtask.
So I have done that, and I need to now check it off.
Completed. Double check Terry got I report.
I don't know why
Subtask.
that's so nice to be able
Completed.
to check
Double
off
check
what
Terry
you've
got I
done,
report.
but for some
Subtask.
reason, it feels like I've accomplished something today. So let's swipe again.
Incomplete. Organize with Ira. Subtask.
Organize with Ira. I've done most of that, which I need to go. I went through my papers. Now I just need to go through cards with them, and then I'll be done with that.
Completed. Make Eve's physical for mid-November. Subtask. Completed. Make Eve's
Completed.
physical for
I did
mid-November.
that. I made
Subtask.
her appointment for mid-November.
Add reminder.
And I can add more subtasks, but that's good for now.
Details. Back button. Subtask. Details. Back button.
Now around my
Details. Heading.
schedule,
Details. Done. Button.
those are just the main things
Lists,
I have
back
for
button.
the week. But within the schedule list, I do add other things. I've added, follow up with podcast, call Terry,
Lists. Back button.
to
Lists,
call her
back
and
button.
follow up.
Edit button.
And that'll just start my day. But I'm going to go in
Search. Dictate button.
and show you how awesome it is to create a new reminder now within this iOS 13. This is where it's really quick now.
Today. Scheduled. Oh. Scheduled. 3 reminders.
I'm going to go to
button.
scheduled here.
Scheduled. 3 reminders.
And I'm just going to, I will need to do this probably tomorrow because I'm going to listen today, but I'm going to need to upload the podcast by tomorrow. So
Tomorrow. New reminder. Tomorrow.
this has
Heading.
nothing to do with my week's theme, so I'm not going to put it as a subtask. I'm going to put it as a full task. And if I have steps, I can add subtasks, but I don't really, uploading podcast does not really take steps, but it's an option. So just for, these are more things that have nothing to do with the week, but things that I could do to keep myself a little bit on task, to follow up, to keep my consistency with the podcast and just different things, maybe socially, or if I want to send shared links to read later or YouTube videos
Monday,
to read
October
later,
21st.
anything
Heading. Incomplete.
like that. I can do that here within my scheduled view. So
New reminder button.
I did a 4-finger single tap on the bottom of the screen to get to the bottom of the screen, and now I'm at new reminder.
Text field is editing.
I'm gonna
Character
type
mode.
upload
Insertion point at
podcast.
start. J I N U P I delete L O A D upload P I O D pick C A S T.
Yep, upload podcast now. We're gonna go and explore the screen
Edit details
by
button.
swiping right here.
Quick bar location but time button. Edit text field. Edit details button. Quick bar time. Edit
I
details.
can go
button.
in and tap edit details and edit a bunch of info if I'm planning ahead. But if I'm just doing this on the fly and I know I need to do this,
Quick bar time button.
I get to the quick bar. I can enter a time if I want a time later tonight.
Location button.
If I want to just remind myself when I arrive somewhere or leave somewhere, I can do that. And you can go in and adjust. That's been around since the early days of iOS too. But here in the quick bar, it's quick. And it just gives you only what you need. So let's swipe again.
Flag button.
I can add it to my flag section. If you want to use flagged as a priority method. That's a good way of using. I might even do that once in a while if I need to, but let's swipe right again.
Photos button.
I can go in and add photos from here.
Podcast. Original text. Quick bar. Flag button. Location. Time. Edit details. Quick bar. Time button.
So if I tap time,
Time. Open. Quick bar. Today. Wednesday. October 23rd. Button. Tomorrow. Thursday. October 24th. Button.
and I'm going to say it would be nice to have this uploaded realistically by tomorrow.
Selected. Tomorrow. Thursday. October. Today. Edit detail. Text field. Is that incomplete? Tomorrow. New reminder. Today. New reminder. Button. Incomplete. Follow up. Incomplete. Lists. Back button.
And now it gets a little confusing because it shows your other reminders right there so you can see what you've completed and whatnot. But if you tap the top left of the screen, you got your back button, and if you swipe right,
Scheduled. Heading. Done. Button.
you hit the done button and you're done. Because if you hit return, you'll be entered a new reminder, which is really sufficient. So you can just keep adding reminders and adding reminders.
Return.
Let's do that. Let's hit enter.
Return.
and enter. What do I want to do? Laundry.
L-A-I-U lay F-D-E-R-Y
Okay.
quick bar photos button flag button location button time open quick bar tomorrow this weekend tomorrow Thursday
We'll
October
say
24th today Wednesday October 23rd button
today.
selected today tomorrow Thursday this weekend custom button
And today is selected.
selected
That's fine.
today,
That'll
Wednesday,
just show as
October
a task
23rd, button.
incomplete. If I hit custom, I can set a time for tonight, but
Edit details
I just
button.
want it to show that I need to do that today, which I do.
Quick bar selected edit detail text field
So
is editing
swiping
laundry,
left to get
character
back
mode
to-
in lists back button
Touching left on the top left corner of the screen again to get to back. Swiping right
scheduled heading done button
and hitting the done button.
done
I've
More
definitely
button.
entered both reminders there really quick. So if you need to make a list of things to do, you can just enter list item by list item, or you can use that quick bar to enter the time and date real quick. So yeah, it's really, really efficient. I love it.
scheduled heading
7:12 p.m. Status volume. Control center. 18% battery power. Not charging. Status volume. Screen mirroring button. Selected. Screen recording button.
And I love it. That is the new iOS 13 reminders.
Airplane mode. Switch button. Off. On. Off. Selected. Screen recording button.